Hey folks, this is Jared Rosenberg from Nintendo World Report with a special announcement. Today is the 18th anniversary of the release of the Nintendo 64. Now, some people may have heard that September 29th was the day the N64 came out in North America, but I don't count that as the release date. Now, I guess, Nintendo might regard that as the official release, but September 26th is the day I got a Nintendo 64 in 1996 when the system was released. My understanding, at least for stores in my local area, and I'm guessing maybe across the country, the United States, was that what I heard at the time at least was that KB Toys, you might remember them, they no longer exist, they started selling the system immediately, even though Nintendo said not to. So, once they started selling it, everyone else started selling it, so they wouldn't lose sales. So that is why I was able to get a Nintendo 64 on September 26th. I know Nintendo World Report's Justin Berube also got a 64 on that day. So, it's a day I remember very well. I was super excited about the Nintendo 64. I had actually already played the system before it came out. Nintendo at the time had a special thing where you could go to Toys R Us and play Mario 64. I want to say they installed the N64 units at Toys R Us like early September, maybe even late August. If you guys can remember, the 64, I guess, released in August in Japan, or maybe even July. I probably should have looked that up before I started this. But anyway, yeah, so Mario 64 was obviously ready, and, I just want to talk about the first time I ever played Mario 64. I remember begging my parents to take me to Toys R Us. I asked them, just drop me off there, and I spent, 3 hours just playing Mario 64 at Toys R Us by myself. I was 11, so sort of silly, but also an amazing game, and why the hell not? But I'm sure others on here remember their first time ever playing Mario 64. The thing I remember the most is that when I started up the game, I was all confused why I couldn't move. Even though I had read about, the game in magazines like Ultra Game Players, or I guess at the time it would have just been Game Players and EGM and such. And, I knew everything about the analog stick and how the analog stick would let you move, in different increments and all these, the greatness of analog control. But I, of course, put my hand on the D-pad on the left and was all confused why it wasn't working. Fun times, but, yeah, I wonder if I'll ever play a game that blows me away like the first time I played Mario 64. This was always one of my favorite things to do in Mario 64, just surf around. I love the music. Of course, the music's amazing. Yeah. I think I'll let you guys watch me surf some. I think I'm pretty much, yeah. Thanks, guys, for watching. Happy 18th birthday to the Nintendo 64. I'm actually playing this on Wii Virtual Console via the Wii U, but, this weekend I plan on playing that original Nintendo 64. Maybe, I tell you the truth, I've never beaten Conker's Bad Fur Day, might try to finally do that. But thanks, guys, for listening and watching. 18 years. Stay tuned for awesome coverage of the Nintendo 64's 64th birthday. We still got a few years till that, but promise that will be amazing. Thanks, guys. Bye.